Welcome to 3D Anatomy Videos, lecture series by KHRMS. Today, we are going to talk about the abdominal aorta, its relations, branches and its applied anatomy. Let's start with the course of aorta. Abdominal aorta begins at T12 thoracic vertebrae, by passing through aortic opening of diaphragm. It moves in front of bodies of vertebrae until it reaches level L4 vertebra. At L4, it divides into terminal branches that are left and right common iliac arteries. Relations of abdominal aorta. Anteriorly, aorta is related to body of pancreas, third part of duodenum. Posteriorly, aorta is related to crura of diaphragm, anterior longitudinal ligament. On the left side from above downwards, aorta has relations with crura of the diaphragm, fourth part of duodenum. On the right side, aorta has crus of diaphragm, inferior vena cava. Let's have a look at the branches of the abdominal aorta. Anterior branches include: the celiac trunk is the first ventral branch of abdominal aorta. It gives left gastric, splenic and common hepatic branches. Let's see them one by one. Second ventral branch of abdominal aorta is the superior mesenteric artery, which further gives following branches: inferior pancreaticoduodenal artery, middle colic artery, right colic artery, iliacolic artery. On the left side, it gives 12 to 14 jejunal and ileal branches. Third ventral branch of the abdominal aorta is an inferior mesenteric artery. It gives left colic artery, sigmoidal arteries, superior rectal artery. Now we'll see lateral branches of abdominal aorta. Laterally, inferior phrenic arteries arise from aorta and move upwards and laterally. It gives superior suprarenal arteries, and then divides to supply the diaphragm. Middle suprarenal arteries arise directly from lateral side of aorta and supply suprarenal gland. Renal arteries also arise from the lateral side of the aorta. On the way, the renal artery gives inferior suprarenal arteries and then supplies kidneys. Renal artery also gives some ureteric branches to the ureter. Gonadal arteries, that is the testicular artery in males, and ovarian arteries in females arise from the lateral side of the abdominal aorta, little below origin of renal arteries. It moves downward and laterally on the abdominal wall. On its way, it crosses the ureter, genitofemoral nerve and intestine. On the right side, gonadal artery crosses inferior vena cava as well. Some other lateral branches if the abdominal aorta include 4 pairs of lumbar arteries that arise from abdominal aorta, one on each side of lumbar vertebrae. They move dorsally across the sides of body of vertebrae. On the way, they cross crura of diaphragm, psoas major muscle and quadratus lumborum muscle. Each artery gives off a dorsal branch. This dorsal branch gives a spinal branch to the spinal canal and then supplies the muscles of the back. Median sacral artery is the last branch of aorta that arises from it just before its bifurcation. It moves vertically downward on the surface of L5 vertebrae, sacrum and coccyx. Branches from median sacral artery anastomose with leolumbar and lateral sacral branches of internal iliac artery. Now let's see some clinical conditions related to abdominal aorta. First is the aortic aneurysm and another is aortic ulcers. Hope you enjoyed this lecture. Do like, share and comment on this video and subscribe to our channel.